I'm not that, I'm not that, no, for sure. All right. Uh,
Wow.
There we go. We're in. Yeah, help yourself. You want to grab one? There's coffee there too. All right. I am, but I need afternoon sugar and caffeine. All right, so this is the second kind of event that we're doing, 2024 goal setting and business plans, right? So I kind of told you guys last time about that agent trinity. It's just like it used to be called my AHA group, agents helping agents. So I kind of just post stuff in there, and it's pretty much the R&D Facebook page. R&D is rip off and duplicate, right? So whatever I post in there, take it and share it to your own pages. Just create your own content. Word for word, I do not care. You know what I mean? I do videos on a bunch of stuff. If I share it there, it's to take that video and, you know, literally line for line it and share it to your audiences. So that's it, right? So let's talk about 2024. What's your goal, right? So I like to think about goals and, you know, the new year, and, you know, it could be financial, it could be fitness, like you're just saying here. I'm better, whatever. You know, it could be spiritual, it could be whatever. You want to get back more, whatever that goal is, but you can, it doesn't have to just be one thing. So you can break it down into multiple different areas of your life to try to get better at one thing or another that you're not, you know, being your best at. So I kind of have it like this, you know, think of like personal, physical, professional, you know, however you want to kind of break it down, but kind of try to figure out what areas in 2024, like I like to say, okay, it's a new chapter, right? Every time that's January 1st, it's like, all right,
I
we
need a
got.
whole revamp. I need a.
Well, that's good. I think.
Revamp everything,
Well,
and I'm excited for it. It has to happen, so.
well, let's get after it, right? Like I said, I'm here to help you guys, you know, as members of the team and not members of the team. Like, okay, we're all in it together. You know, however I could help you guys, however you could help me, let's all work together on it. So doesn't always have to be just professional goals. I think people are short-sighted when they just limit it to the professional, because when you only focus on one, you're letting go of other aspects of your life, right? So for today's sake, we're going to talk about professional stuff, business development for our real estate businesses, right? So a lot of times everybody says, okay, like, how much money do I need? What's my financial goal, like my GCI, my gross commission income goal for the year? Like, how much do I want to make for the year, right? So I think Ireland, you probably saw this magic formula before. Our buddy Chad, he shared this with me, but they call it a magic formula, but it's not magic, right? You know, I heard, like, I just started doing a podcast with Chad, so to speak, and you know, we're talking to Matt Durbin, who's a giant team leader out of Pittsburgh, and you know, he has a coach and everything like that. And the coach said, real estate is just math. Everything else is drama, right? So every problem that you have with real estate, it's a math problem, right? If you don't have enough GCI, your income at the end, you have to take a look at the beginning, where's your leads, and work your way all the way back down to that number. So kind of what this metric does, and if you want to write this down, is think about what your money goal is for the year. What's your financial goal for the year, right? So what does everybody want to say? Like, usually, what's the magic number? Everybody says, how much do you want to make per year? What do you think? What's the magic number? 100,000, right? Everybody says that's a good goal to hit, right? Okay, now think about it in our area. What's the average median income in Wilkes-Barre Scranton?
60.
Right? So if you want to make 100, are you doing 2 times the amount of effort and work and high production, right, to hit that 100K? or, you know, and that's just the average income, right? We don't want to be average. We want to kind of, so think about it like if you want to be not average, but hitting that average median, then you can start with your money goal at 60,000, right? Now, if this is your first year or whatever, you might want to set a little bit lower of a goal. It's always good to set high goals. If you miss, you know, at least you'll be better than what you did, right? So here's how we work the numbers backwards, right? So we have our money goal. Let's just say 100 grand now for simple numbers, right? What's our average commission, right? Say around 4,000 bucks, right? So if we take our money goal of 100 grand, divide it by our average commission, say 4,000, that means we have to sell 25 houses per year, right? That's roughly 2 per month, okay? So now when we break it down into monthly incremental goals, now you have a number to shoot for, right? But here's the thing in our business, it's not a sale per month, right? Every sale is 45 to 60 days out. So if you need 2 sales for this month and you're behind, then you actually need 4 to catch up to hit your goal for next month. And then you're always working from behind, and then you feel like you're falling behind your goal, right? Because you're not hitting that 2, and it's like, oh, well, now I need another one. Now, we'll talk a little bit about it. It's not, I don't like the monthly goals because it kind of gets you into a frame of mind where it's not obtainable. What I want to show you guys today is it's not setting monthly or weekly goals, it's all daily activity. And we kind of talked about it in our team meeting yesterday, where it's like, if you just do the activities daily, the end numbers will come. You know, if you want to look back at anything, your 100K goal, look back at your daily calendars and see what your schedule's like. If your activities aren't based up in that calendar for each day, your money goal is not going to hit there, right? So, but this formula, magic formula, so we have our monthly goal or our money goal, 100K, divided by 4K commission, so 25 units per year, a little over 2 per month. Now, the last part is we take our number of units, 25 per month, and divide it by the conversion rate per lead, right? And I'll talk a little bit about that, but that means basically you need 833 leads per year, right? So if you're not at the income number, think about where your lead number is. How many leads a day do you have to be working with? So if we take 833 divided by year, divide that by 30.
833 divided by 30.
Yeah.
27.76.
So basically, you got to be talking to how many people per day, right? Yeah, 28 people per month, 1 per day. But, all right. But you see where I'm going with that? So if you need 25 units divided by your conversion rate, that's your number of leads per year.
And if I talk to Jessica.
No, that is a lead. Do 833 divided by 12. That'll give you your leads per month. Okay, go ahead. So 69 then divided by 30 per day. So you need to talk to at least 2.5 to 3 people per day. Now, say if you did that on a 5-day week, right? Take the weekends off or however you want to take some personal time, right? So just divide it by 5 instead of, or what is it, 25 or whatever it is. But that'll give you kind of like 4 people per day that you need to talk to. So you can break it down per day. And
Seems
then
a lot more manageable when you do that.
Exactly, right? It's not, the key to this slide is not to make it overwhelming where you're like, fuck, I got to make 100 grand. And it's like, I just have to have 4 conversations a day, right? If I have 4 conversations a day, I'm on path to hitting my goal, right? So let's talk about conversion rates. As I break the slides again. As a IT guy, I'm always screwing this thing up. All right, so I'm not going to go deep into each one of these lead sources, but I want to talk about conversion rates, right? So on average, internet leads, which we all work, right? Convert mean they sell at a 3% conversion rate. That means out of 100 people, 3 buy, okay? So when you get these, We got new blood. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. How are you? Good, good. No, you're good.
I met your wife.
I know. Oh, I saw her. She was feeling no pain. I'll go back because this slide's important, then it'll kind of make sense for you, Allison. All right. So in real estate, everybody kind of has their yearly goal. How much money do you want to make, right? So we're just talking about like everybody kind of has their own number. Like usually people say I want to make 100 grand, right? My point is the average median income in our area is around 50 to 60 grand, right? So are you doing, if you want to make 100, you got to be doing double the actual work to kind of help you hit that number. What this formula does is kind of break your numbers in backwards to make it more manageable. So say we'll start with the 100 grand goal, right? And then you take the average commission per sale, like in our area, say around 4,000 bucks, right? So you take 100 grand divided by 4,000, that'll give you about 25 houses per year that you have to sell, about 2 per month, right? So if we take our 25 houses that we have to sell, right? And then we're just getting into conversion rates, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But if we divide 25 by our conversion rate, that means that we need about 833 leads per year in, right? So if we do 833, divide that by 12, that's how many leads per month that you need. And then you can divide it by like 25 or 30 if you're going to work every day or whatever. Basically, you're looking at between around 4 contacts per day to have with clients. So then that way it'll help you work your way backwards. So it doesn't seem as overwhelming, right? I want to make 100 grand. It's like, you know, okay, if I talk to 4 new people every day, then I'm on pace to hit my goal. I know based on the math that if I'm doing that, I'm doing what I need to do. And we'll go through that now. So you just jumped in here, like internet leads, Zillow, Facebook ads. We have realty.com leads. They convert at an average of 3%, meaning out of every 100 people every 100 leads that you get from the internet, 3 of them are going to buy or sell, right? So a lot of times what happens is we get all these leads in and they're garbage, right? And you're like, fuck, this guy just told me to F off. You know, this one said, stop spamming, and we kind of get in our own heads about that. And it's like, I don't want to take the next one. But the thing is, we got to get to the 3 out of 100 as quick as we can. So if they're not interested now, maybe they're not just right now, maybe they're interested in the future. So then that's why we'll keep following up with them. But we're looking for 3 out of 100. So when you see them, they're coming in and it's, you know, this ain't working, and I went through 50 and they all sucked, so to speak, not ready right now, you still have another 50 to go through to get 3 good ones, right? And these are national averages based on like Zillow numbers and stuff like that, where they're telling you what is going to convert, right? So that's where we got that 3% conversion rate on the last slide, right? So kind of what I want you to think about in the next couple slides is thinking about what kind of lead sources that you want to focus on. Because what we don't want to do is be sporadic and say, okay, I want to do a little bit of this, I want to do a little bit of that, I want to do a little bit of this. And you're kind of just dabbling in everything and not focusing on a couple things. And I'll talk about it a little bit. You know, Chad calls it a major and minor. I like to call it the 80-20 rule. 80% of your time should be focused on one activity, 20 on another. After that, leave it go because you're just, you know, kind of watering down the wine, right? So internet leads are 3%. You know, sphere networking, always good leads, right? You know, 14% conversion rate. And that's from your friends. You know what I mean? So you think like, okay, you know, you're going to build your business off that. Can you truly at that conversion rate, right? So you need more than one area of focus, right? And this is kind of telling you, you know, like there's different touch strategies, and we do like the drip campaigns and stuff like that, where it's like staying in front of people. You have to keep constantly reminding them over and over again, you're an agent, you're here to help. I'm an agent, I'm here to help. But you want to be providing value. Nobody wants to see, oh, I just sold this house today. It's like, okay, they kind of just blur you out, right? So we got to kind of figure out other angles to take where it's still getting that message across. I'm an agent without throwing up all over people and be like, oh, that's all I do. You know what I mean? So a couple different things, right? You want to gain their mind share, right? How many, you guys have kind of been in the business a little bit newer, but how many people that or your clients that you pass have that say, I'm only using you, right? Like you guys work with a lot of people that are, my clients, and they'll say like, sometimes they get mad. They only want to, build in that thing, right? I built that over years of trust and showing them that I know what I'm talking about and all that kind of stuff. That's why they only want to do it. But as I'm growing everything out, I can't be everywhere for everybody. So that's kind of why I had to do that. But think about that mind share that I had with it, right? That's kind of where you want to grow your business. All right. Social media. Ireland's the queen of, not copycat, that's my thing. I just kind of talked about this, right? So I have that site, that Agent Trinity, R&D, rip off and duplicate, right? So anything I'm doing on there, take it and use it for whatever you want. We have a monthly newsletter. We want all fun stuff in the community. I don't post any real estate related to clutter your house or anything like that. I want just as a resource for people. We have our logo on it. It's all cool stuff to do, right? So copycat what other people are doing well. I know some people might not know her, but GoGo is a big into EXP. She's like the social media queen. I know Chrissy really loves her. She was at her boot camp and all that kind of stuff, but take a look at the videos she's posted, right? And see how she's attracting others to her tribe, right? And you don't have to be her, just be you. Because people want to like work with people that they could relate with, right? So you don't have to go out reinventing the wheel or being somebody that you're not, go out, be authentic, right? So same thing with the social media stuff, about a 3% conversion rate. FSBOs and expireds. I literally just did the last training class on that for 7 ways to get listing leads for free. They're at a 1 to 3%, right? I won't go too deep into it, but just kind of give you an idea on that. Open houses, right? Open houses, it's kind of not, I don't have a conversion rate on that, but it's probably a lot higher than somebody on the internet. They call it like either top of funnel or bottom of funnel. Top of funnel means that they're not going to be buying anytime soon. Bottom, they're ready to buy now. Where do you think that people at an open house are? Probably right towards the bottom, right? So probably a higher conversion rate if you could build that trust, build that up. But it's not going to be like. So that's why I'm always telling you guys host the open houses, because you're actually getting people that are going in there. They're actively looking, right? Those calls or calls on the signs are the best leads that we could get. Farming, I mean, small conversion rate. I don't really recommend it. I mean, farming is kind of like, okay, we have a listing at 123 Main Street. We're going to door knock that area saying, hey, look at, we have a house on the market. If you're looking for, or if you know anybody that wants to be your neighbors, and, blah, blah, blah. But getting your name out there and all that kind of stuff, that's a long game, but people are successful at it. All right. So now let the work come in, right? So we did our math. We have our magic number that we want to hit income-wise. We broke it down into daily goals. What I want you to do next, and you don't have to do that here, but basically, where'd your business come from? This should give you your focus for where you want to spend those conversion rates on, right? So number one, create a spreadsheet. You guys are all with EXP here. It should have every deal on it, and then you can just put another column and have lead source, right? where did I get this from? Was it a team referral? Was it my sphere? Was it a Zillow lead? Was it a Facebook ad lead? And keep track of that. And if you want to know where I got that lead from or whatever, I could tell you and help you manage that. So then that way, when, kind of like I tell you, when you're ready to be out the team and it's fly little birdie fly, like, okay, Jay got these leads from Facebook or whatever it was. And okay, those are the ones that I work the best, right? So list every deal, even ones that fell through, right? Because, that lead came from somewhere, but it fell through for whatever reason. If you didn't close it with them, they got cold feet or whatever, it's still good to track it. All right. So what you want to include, the date, right? So you can kind of get a ballpark on your time frame for everything, the address of the house, what lead source was, and what the commission was, right? Because another thing that you can fine tune, and I didn't dig down deep into it for this one, but when you have the address, you can say, okay, hey, look at, if I just focus in these areas, higher price points, I could kind of cheat the system a little bit. If I get more in here than work in these areas where the commission wasn't as much, maybe it's better bang for buck on your time spent, right? So step 4, do the math, right? Example, you closed 10 deals in 2023, 2 came from your sphere, 3 came from Zillow, 5 came from Facebook, 50% of your deals came out of Facebook. So, maybe you should spend more of your time on that. All right. So helpful. All right. So kind of what you want to do, and we talked about it, the yearly formula, breaking it down per month and per day for how many contacts that you have to have. But, take your top 3 lead sources, right? You have your idea of your conversion rate. You know how many monthly leads you need to achieve that, right? Based on our numbers. And then map it all out, right? I even like to take this a step further, right? So if we go to that, this is what I call like the 80-20 rule. Take your top 2 and focus your time on that. Remember, your sphere was only about 20% on that last example. You're getting 80% of your business from these other sources. Let's focus on those. Now, you could also do a cost analysis on it, right? And the sphere is free, right? If I build that up, I'm not paying for all these other things. So you can kind of work that way. But as you're first growing your business, maybe you want to kind of focus on things that are working right now. And then you're growing your reputation over time, right? Because your friends and family, you're on Facebook, they see what you're doing, they see you're successful, you're kind of building that mind share as you go organically without having to call them and hit them up. So 80% of your time, what's your lead source for number 1, right? And then 20% of your time should be focused on the second one. Now, if it's close, what do you like to do, right? People don't like cold calling. Maybe one of the lead sources, it's a lot less in person or something like that. So maybe you want to spend more of your time on that and try to build that up. But now you can track it, right? Because say you could do it quarterly. Okay, I'm going to do 80-20. I don't want to cold call strangers. I'm going to just work on my sphere, right? Where's your results at? And then you can break it down on that chart that I just had there with the spreadsheet. And then as you're tracking it for next year, it's like, okay, I focused on sphere and I'm growing my business and it's generating a better ROI for me. So then, okay, it is working. Or, okay, I thought, this was working, but it's not working after 3 months, and you kind of adjust. So this isn't, you don't want to go into a 2024 goal and business plan thing and say, okay, this is my whole plan for the year. You want to kind of be monitoring it, hopefully monthly, but at least quarterly, and then kind of course correct on where you want to go with that. All right. Helpful so far for goal setting. Let's talk about your business plan for 2024, right? So we talked about this yesterday. We call it our daily sprint, right? So a lot of times as agents, the biggest thing that we struggle with is the freedom, right? You could be doing what you want, whenever you want, however you want. Nobody's over your shoulder saying, hey, Donna, you didn't check in today, or you never punched in. Now, even I did a bad job at this last year, like staying over people's shoulders and saying, hey guys, we got to start doing these activities and we're going to monitor that so I can help you better for 2024 to hit your goals. But when there's no accountability, it's like, I'll do what I want. You know what I mean? But the problem with that is like, you're not going to get the results you want because you can't track it. So with this daily sprint, this is something that you could do daily. You don't have to do it 7 days a week, but something that you could do daily, and it kind of sets up your schedule, right? So one of the things that I heard that was super helpful was like hunt in the morning and eat in the afternoon. Okay. So I mean, doing all your lead generation, all that kind of stuff early in the morning, you're fresh, you could get it out of the way, and then you could set up your appointments and everything else for the afternoon, right? And then once you're done with this stuff, you did those activities, right? So if you knew you had to make 4 calls or whatever to hit your goal, and you did your stuff already in the morning, that's a win, right? So let's take a little bit of a look at this daily sprint, and I'll give this to you all as my all right. So daily sprint, right? You have the day. Now, I took this from that sales mastery class that we're all going through, but starting your day with an act of kindness or doing something good, get yourself in the right state of mind. Chad, you like to chug 3 beers before a cold call. I don't recommend that, but hey, whatever you need to do to get yourself in this mental peak. I like Tony Robbins stuff, something to pump you up, something funny. I like watching like Dave Chappelle reels. It just gets me in a good mood, right? Like something that you can do just to get yourself going. I like the act of kindness too. Always be giving back, right? So, but the bread and butter here is your non-negotiables, right? What are you going to do every day that you have to get these done, right? Because these are your goals, right? And the nice part about this is it'll build in things like taking care of yourself, personal growth. But the first one is 10 conversations, right? And this is all based on a point system. So 10 new conversations a day. If you do 4, you get 4 points. If you do 10, you get 10 points, right? Follow-up call, right? Follow up from the previous day's call, right? I'm going to be doing a lead generation class in January. That's going to take you from as soon as a new lead comes in all the way through closing, what to say, how to say it, all that kind of stuff with follow-up text and all that kind of shit. It's going to be awesome. But, follow up from yesterday's conversations. Did you get call, right? Or did you get text? Videos, right? Posting stuff to social media, or, kind of like what we do for the team is I want to create like a generic introduction video, right? Hey, it's Jason. I saw you were looking at houses. I wasn't available when you called. Give me a buzz back at my number, right? So it's generic where you could use it with any client. What's the nice part about that video? Once you do it, you're done. So you don't have that anxiety built up of, oh, I got to film myself and send something to, it gets all that shit out of the way. Get yourself in that state of mind where you could record that 2-minute video. You don't want something super long, right? And then you have it in your phone, copy and paste, right? Gets it out of the way. And then 5 follow-up texts, right? So clear on your non-negotiables. So growth, right? We always want to be learning, at least 10 minutes of learning something new. If you did that, you get 10 points, right? Here's one thing that we don't do. We're all shy, right? We don't like to request referrals or a review from past clients. But what does that show, right? Think about when you go out to eat, right? Allison with the winery, right? If you want, hey, a winery in this area, and you go to Google and they have a 1-star review, you're probably going to be like, eh. But if they have 5-star review, it's like, ah. And even if you weren't there, your mindset just based on reviews is big. So you want that, yay, they're great, right? Before you even do anything, how many 5-star reviews do you have? We have things that I'm going to be giving you guys that it says like, kind of get people in the mode of like, hey, we had a 5-star experience with you, blah, 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 blah. We hope you did the same. Could you review me here, here, and here, or whatever? So
it's like impressive those who haven't sold much, don't have any reviews.
Referral,
Maybe a.
referral request. Talk to your spirit. Hey, do you know anybody that's looking to either buy or sell, or anything that I could help with? You know, that kind of thing. You know, hey, I didn't know if you knew I got my real estate license. I'm super new, but I'm on a team that, you know, we sell a lot of houses. If you know anybody that's looking, you know, hit me up. Simple things like that. That's an uncomfortable one, right? But once you start having some sales under your belt, the review thing is an easy conversation, right? You already have that relationship with them, right? They want to do something nice for you. It's like the law of reciprocity, right? You do a nice thing for them, they want to do a nice thing for you. Like, let me see if I can bring it up. So if you can see this, you know, here's kind of a template that we send out. Hi, blah, blah, blah. Congratulations. Thanks for choosing me for your real estate needs. I had a 5-star experience working with you. I hope you do as you did too. Blah, 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 blah. We appreciate reviews. Here's a couple sites. Here's the link to my site where you can leave me a review. I appreciate your business. Let me know if there's anybody else that I can, right? So what does that generate? Oh, nobody wants to see rentals. I know, Steve. Easy, easy, Steve. Okay, hold on. 61 5-star reviews, right? I win the day when people are searching before I even talk to them, because they say, oh, Jay knows what he's doing. And they could go in there, how many sales, I have to update this in the past 12 months and all that kind of stuff, but you win the day way ahead of time, right? Now think if you're going up against somebody that has think about it like you had a restaurant, you have no star reviews, and then there's a place with 61 5-star reviews, where are you going to go? It's the same thing for that, right? So request them, right? They're valuable. And then this is the most important part, I think, and it's often overlooked, right? And it's journaling, right? When you have that fresh conversation and you're talking to people, right? What objections did you have? Was it an interest rate objection? Like, how are you going to learn how to get better on the phone or figure out the situation people are in if you can't overcome objections, right? I'm not ready now. That's okay. When do you think you'll be ready, right? And then trying to figure out those objection handlers, right? And this is like for the team that I was talking about, like, how am I supposed to coach you if I don't know what you need help with, right? What objections are you having? Let's write them out and let's workshop them, right? What worked, right? Hey, that went really well with them. You know, we have the CRM where you kind of track it. That's why I want you guys in the system, because then we can listen to the phone calls. What worked well, what didn't work so well. Hey, like kind of talking to my wife, not what I say, but how I say it. Maybe if we phrase things a little bit different, you know, maybe you could get a better result, right? What didn't work, right? Ooh, right? Everybody has that thing, like I shouldn't have said whatever. Write it down, and then it's just skill building and getting better for the next one, right? So if you complete your journal, you get 10 points. Now this is another best one that I like: personal care. As agents, you know, we are terrible with taking care of ourselves. We are terrible with keeping consistent schedules. We are terrible with, you know, self-improvement and just keeping good health. We're always in the car, fast food, you know, out late night partying, all that kind of stuff. It happens, right? But I like this 1 hour of personal care a day. You know, shut your phone off, go for a walk. You know, everybody, you know, New Year's resolutions is always a fitness one coming up, right? Everybody wants to look their best. You know, add that to your day. Okay, hey, look, for an hour, I'm not doing shit. I'm gonna work on myself. You know, and that can be just working out and stuff like that. Get some fresh air, unwind, do something that you like to do that kind of get your mind off the work stuff, right? You have kids, like, okay, you got this kid's problem, you got family problems, you got this, you got work, you got all kinds of stuff. This is kind of building some personal time in for you, right? Not a lot of people do that. It's on the schedule, then you have it, right? So in the morning, like we said, hunt, set up the calendar to hit all your non-negotiables. Take that hour, like that lunch break, go have some lunch, get out, shut everything off, come back, and then do your appointments in the afternoon, right? A lot of times as agents, we don't have a set schedule. This could kind of give you some boundaries to stick to your goals with, right? So an hour of personal care, and then review and prep. Review what you did, and then prep for tomorrow, right? Okay, I need to make 10 new calls. Who is that going to be? I need all these follow-up. Who do I have to follow up with? Write it out. And then give yourself a score, right? This is based on 70 points. Did I do 70 points? If I did everything? No? Okay, well, where are you at? Kind of with the team thing, I want guys doing this stuff like, okay, what kind of points do you have for the week? If you're not doing the activities, you're probably not going to hit your goals. That's not good for you, right? How am I going to be a better teacher and a leader for you guys if I can't see where you're at with your progress, right? So daily sprint, helpful. Get in a little bit of a good state of mind, get you in a good routine. And then the last thing is this business plan spreadsheet, right? And if you want all this stuff, I'll give it to you. But, right, a lot of times as agents, we just think we have a job, but really we're running our own business. So what you need to do is start running your business like a business, right? A lot of times we just throw money at the wall and say, look, and hope we get like leads and shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, well, was that money even valuable? So it's hard to see on the bottom here, but this says 2024 commission. So you could track your GCI, right? So it's date, address, net commission, and then your splits with EXP or the team, if you bought any stock, and then whatever expenses that went into it. And here's a big one, right? How many of us do this? Uncle Sam. Everybody forgets, right? So this gets a nice little reminder. Hey, take 30% of whatever you got in there, throw it into a separate savings account. And then, hey, look, if you don't owe that at the end of the year, guess what? Now it's fun money, right? But at least you have it in there. Yeah, no, I'll send all this to, I'll send this to everybody. And then what's your profit? Now, how do you get profit? You take what you made minus what you spent equals profit. So on the bottom here, they have your expenses, right? So you could have your date, what the expense was, and how much it was, right? And then you could add up all these columns and total it, right? And then say at the end of the year, subtract your commissions minus your taxes minus your expenses. Did I even make money? You know what I mean? Believe me, when I see a lot of businesses and they look at their bottom lines, they're like, what am I doing this for? You know what I mean? So you got your commission on one tab, your expenses on the other. And then these last couple of things are super helpful. We have a CRM. I'm not sure if everybody here has a CRM, but it's kind of hard to get stuck in the shuffle, right? You have 5,000 leads in the system or 250 leads. It's like, where do I start with? Who do I need to work with? So on these next two tabs, I have like a hot sheet for buyers and a hot sheet for sellers, right? This should be top of mind people that are like, going from cold to warm leads. These should be the hottest leads in here. So then that way they keep them top of mind, right? So you should be transferring in here for your hot sheet. So you could have the client's name, their number, lead source, right? We want to be tracking that. Were they pre-approved yet? So you can kind of see where they are in the process. Date contracted. I mean, you could say like kind of when you met them or anything like that, and any kind of notes, right? Hey, they're looking for this and this or whatever for like a search note, or maybe something that you just want to remember about them. Like, oh, their lease expires in February, we got to find something for them by then or whatever. And then this is a simple form that you could go to every day and say, who do I need to follow up with? First people I should be following up with are on my hot sheet, right? And then, okay, I already followed up with them the next day, then you can start working on those other leads in the database, but at least they'll give you somewhere to start, right? And then the other is for any kind of seller leads, right? You set up the listing appointment, that kind of stuff in there. So it's the same kind of concept, but out of sight, out of mind type of thing, right? It's impossible to remember everybody. So if you could put things to paper, I'm old school. I write all this shit down. You should see I have booklets on things where and a big tech, as an IT guy, I'm like a terrible tech guy because I like to write shit down. But at least this could keep you top of mind and something that you can work on daily. And if you want to, you know, put a little celebration thing on there when you close them out, yeah, change the color of them or whatever, put a little star, whatever you want to do, throw it in there, right? So then it's like, okay, this is working. Because what do? We don't track, and then we don't reward ourselves for doing those activities, right? So that's my little presentation for today.
Job.
If you want to dig deep into it, you can set up a call with me. I'm more than happy to help you with your business plans. Just go to strategycallj.com, and then there's like a little link there where you could just book a time with me whenever. It has links to my calendar. If you want to say, hey, how do I do this? Or could you walk me through that? More than happy to help. That Agent Trinity group, that was my AHA group before, where it's agents helping agents, R&D, rip off and duplicate. If you want to join us there and like that stuff, and you know, I'm just posting stuff in there. If you have something to share to people, that's kind of what I want to build that group for. So that's my dog and pony show for today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Helpful?
You're a superstar.
Superstar. Too kind.